Impostor syndrome and self-doubt are two prevalent psychological experiences in today's achievement-driven culture. It's not uncommon to meet high achievers who feel like they're frauds, constantly fearing that they'll be found out, no matter how successful they become. There's this lingering feeling that they don't deserve the accolades, that their success is just luck or a mistake. This leads to chronic self-doubt, which can cause individuals to work harder, overcompensate, or, worse, avoid challenges altogether for fear of being exposed as inadequate. However, while these feelings may seem like a modern epidemic fueled by social media and relentless competition, they are not new. Throughout history, philosophers have contemplated the nature of doubt, self-worth, and how we relate to external accomplishments. One such school of thought is Stoicism. Born in ancient Greece and later developed in Rome, Stoicism offers profound insights into human psychology. At its core, Stoicism teaches us how to navigate life's difficulties with emotional resilience, rationality, and a focus on virtue. In the context of impostor syndrome, Stoicism helps shift our mindset from external validation to internal grounding, offering a path out of self-doubt and into self-assurance. This essay will explore how Stoic principles, such as the dichotomy of control, self-worth rooted in virtue, and rationality over emotions, can provide powerful tools for overcoming imposter syndrome and the pervasive sense of self-doubt. What is imposter syndrome and why does it matter? Imposter syndrome is the belief that you are not as competent as others perceive you to be, and it is often accompanied by a fear of being exposed as a fraud. It's not just limited to people at the start of their careers, it affects people across various fields, from new employees to seasoned leaders, and even celebrities and public figures. Despite having clear evidence of their success, individuals with imposter syndrome attribute their achievements to external factors, such as luck or deception, rather than their own competence. Symptoms of imposter syndrome. Number 1. Perfectionism. Individuals with imposter syndrome often feel that they must be perfect in all aspects of their work or personal life. They set extremely high standards for themselves, and when they fail to meet those standards even slightly, they feel like failures. Number 2. Attributing success to luck. People with imposter syndrome believe that any success they've had is due to luck, chance, or external factors outside their control. They struggle to internalize their achievements and feel that they've fooled others into believing they are capable. Number 3. Fear of failure. The fear of failure becomes overwhelming, to the point that individuals avoid taking on challenges or projects where they might be exposed as not good enough. Number 4. Overworking. Many with imposter syndrome work excessively hard to compensate for their perceived lack of ability, leading to burnout and stress. Number 5. Dismissing praise. When others compliment or recognize their achievements, individuals with imposter syndrome often dismiss these compliments, feeling that they are undeserved. The psychological impact. The psychological impact of imposter syndrome can be profound. It creates a cycle of anxiety, stress, and burnout. Even worse, imposter syndrome can prevent individuals from seeking out new opportunities or accepting challenges that could help them grow. The fear of being found out can become paralyzing, leading to missed opportunities and self-sabotage. Stoicism and imposter syndrome. Stoicism, a practical philosophy that teaches us how to live in accordance with nature and reason, offers several strategies that can help individuals overcome imposter syndrome. By focusing on what is within our control, reframing how we view success, and cultivating a mindset that values virtue over external achievements, Stoicism provides a roadmap for overcoming these debilitating feelings of inadequacy. The dichotomy of control. Shifting focus to what truly matters. One of the central teachings of Stoicism is the dichotomy of control, which distinguishes between things that are within our control and those that are not. Epictetus, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers, begins his work The Enchiridion with this fundamental concept. Some things are in our control and others are not. Things in our control are opinion, pursuit, desire, aversion, and in a word, whatever are our own actions. Things not in our control are body, property, reputation, command, and in one word, whatever are not our own actions. The dichotomy of control is vital when dealing with imposter syndrome because it encourages us to focus only on what we can control: our own actions, beliefs, and attitudes. Often imposter syndrome arises when we obsess over external validation, how others perceive us, how much praise we receive, or how well we fit into societal definitions of success. Stoicism teaches us that these are outside our control and should not dictate our self-worth. Applying the dichotomy of control to self-doubt. When self-doubt creeps in, ask yourself, what is within my control in this situation? You can control how hard you work, how much you prepare, and how you respond to challenges. But you cannot control whether others think you're capable or competent. By shifting your focus to what you can control, your effort and your attitude, you can begin to let go of the fear that you're not enough. In moments of doubt, remind yourself of Epictetus' wisdom. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your worth is not determined by external factors, but by how you conduct yourself in the face of challenges. Self-worth rooted in virtue, not validation. Imposter syndrome thrives on the need for external validation. People who suffer from it feel that they must prove their worth through achievements, praise, or recognition. However, Stoicism teaches that real self-worth is rooted in virtue, not in accolades or the opinions of others. For the Stoics, virtue is the only true good. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, wrote extensively about the importance of living in accordance with virtue. He believed that success should not be measured by external accomplishments but by the strength of one's character. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. Reframing success. Instead of seeking validation from others, Stoicism encourages us to measure success by how virtuous our actions are. Did you approach a task with integrity? Did you act with wisdom and courage? If so, then you are successful, regardless of the outcome. By rooting self-worth in virtue, rather than in the opinions of others, we can build a more stable and enduring sense of self. Even if others criticize or dismiss us, we can take comfort in knowing that we acted according to our principles. Building inner resilience. When you measure your self-worth by your actions rather than external factors, you build inner resilience. You become less vulnerable to the ups and downs of external validation and develop a sense of confidence that cannot be easily shaken. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote about the importance of remaining indifferent to the judgments of others. It never ceases to amaze me we all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. This quote serves as a reminder that we often place too much weight on the opinions of others, while neglecting our own judgment. By focusing on living virtuously, we can break free from this dependence on external validation and build a sense of self-worth that is grounded in our actions and character. Rationality over emotion. Managing self-doubt with reason. The Stoics believed that reason is our most powerful tool for navigating life's challenges. According to Stoic philosophy, negative emotions like fear, anxiety, and self-doubt arise from incorrect judgments about the world. By applying rationality to these emotions, we can overcome them, challenging cognitive distortions. Impostor syndrome is often fueled by cognitive distortions, irrational ways of thinking that distort our perception of reality. Examples of cognitive distortions include all or nothing thinking, believing that you must be perfect, or you are a complete failure. Overgeneralization, assuming that one negative experience means that you are always going to fail. Catastrophizing, expecting the worst possible outcome in every situation. Stoicism teaches us to challenge these irrational beliefs with reason. Seneca, another prominent Stoic philosopher, believed that we often suffer more in our imagination than in reality. He wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." When feelings of self-doubt arise, Stoicism encourages us to examine these feelings logically. Are you truly a failure because of one mistake? Is it rational to believe that all of your success is due to luck? By questioning these distorted beliefs, you can begin to see that they are not based in reality. Applying reason to fear of failure. Fear of failure is one of the driving forces behind imposter syndrome. However, Stoicism teaches us that failure is not something to be feared but embraced as part of the learning process. Seneca often spoke about the importance of preparing for failure and setbacks. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. By reframing failure as a learning opportunity, rather than a reflection of your worth, you can begin to let go of the fear that you will be exposed as a fraud. Stoicism encourages us to face challenges with courage, knowing that even if we fail, we have the power to respond with resilience and grace. Negative visualization. Preparing for challenges. One of the most powerful Stoic practices for overcoming imposter syndrome is negative visualization. This technique involves imagining the worst possible scenario in any given situation. By confronting your fears head-on, you reduce their power over you. For example, if you're afraid that you'll be exposed as a fraud at work, take a moment to imagine what would happen if that fear came true. Would it be the end of the world? Would you be unable to recover? In most cases, the answer is no. By visualizing the worst-case scenario, you can reduce the anxiety that comes with imposter syndrome and develop the resilience to handle whatever challenges come your way. Building resilience through adversity. Negative visualization helps build psychological resilience. By imagining and preparing for potential setbacks, you become less fearful of them. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you realize that you have the inner strength to handle whatever comes your way, you become less susceptible to feelings of self-doubt and fear. Instead of being paralyzed by the fear of failure, you become empowered to take on challenges with confidence. Practical Stoic exercises to overcome imposter syndrome. Now that we've explored the key Stoic principles that can help combat imposter syndrome and self-doubt, let's look at some practical exercises you can implement in your daily life to internalize these lessons. Number 1. Daily reflection and journaling. One of the most effective ways to apply Stoic principles is through daily reflection and journaling. At the end of each day, take some time to reflect on your actions and thoughts. Ask yourself, did I focus on what was within my control today? Did I measure my worth by external validation or by my own virtue? Did I allow irrational fears to dictate my actions? How did I respond to challenges, and what can I learn from my experiences?